Good day! Welcome to Ella and Zul TikTok.
So for today's talk, we will be discussing about tics. And at the end of this talk, we selected and asked some people regarding tic disorder. So don't miss it!
That's right, Ella. It will surely give people ideas about this disorder. But before that, let us know first what the term tics means.
Tics are brief, sudden movements or sounds. They may happen at random times and many times each day. Tics are often repetitive, with numerous successive occurrences of the same action.
Tics are often classified not as involuntary movements but as involuntary movements. This means that people are able to suppress the actions for a time. The suppression, though, results in discomfort that may lead to build-up, is then discharged in a state of anxiety.
Once they perform the tic, they have this sensation of relief and reduction of anxiety.
Also, strong sensory urges in the joints, muscles, and the bones to perform the tic.
Also, a tic is hard to stop, but you are awake and aware during a tic. Tics does not cause you to lose consciousness. So there are two types of tics, the motor tics and the vocal tics.
Motor tics involve movement of some part of your body, while vocal tics involve making some kind of sound with your mouth or vocal cords.
Oh, so tics are simple or complex?
Well, basically, both of them can be either simple or complex.
Why do you say so, Zul?
It is because simple motor tics involve a single group of muscles, such as the eyelid and rapid motions. Simple vocal tics involve sounds which are not words and do not mean anything.
Additionally, complex motor tics involve more than one group of muscles, such as the eyelid, the cheeks, and the neck. Complex motor tics are slower and seem to have a purpose. Complex vocal tics involve speaking words out loud. Additionally, complex motor tics involve more than one group of muscles, such as the eyelid, the cheeks, and the neck. Complex motor tics are slower and seem to have a purpose. Complex vocal tics involve speaking words out loud.
I have read a study of Third Association in America that motor tics are movements. Simple motor tics include but are not limited to eye blinking, facial grimacing, jaw movements, head bobbing or jerking, shoulder shrugging, neck stretching, and arm jerking. Complex motor tics involve multiple muscle groups or combinations of movements and tend to be slower and more purposeful in appearance.
Also, vocal or phonic tics produces a sound. Simple vocal tics include but are not limited to sniffing, throat clearing, grunting, hooting, and shouting. Complex vocal tics are words or phrases that may or may not be recognizable but that consistently occur out of context. The words may be inappropriate, like swear words, ethnic slurs, or other socially unacceptable words or phrases.
What can worsen a tic?
That's a great question, Zul. Tics can be worsened through certain situations and during times when he or she experiences strong emotions. Common triggers include anxiety, stress, boredom, fatigue, excitement, and premenstrual syndrome.
However, people can lessen their tics by sleep, relaxation, when a person is playing a sport and concentrating on an enjoyable activity. Did you know that it is more prevalent in children? Experts say that around 20% of children experience tics, and tics are far more likely to affect boys than girls.
So, Zul, what do you think are the common tic disorders?
Well, tic disorders can be transient and chronic.
What do you mean about transient tic disorder?
Transient tic disorder most commonly appears in youth. It affects up to 20% of school-age children. Transient tic disorder is characterized by the presence of one or more tics for at least 1 month, but less than 1 year. The majority of tics
No,
seen in this
not at all,
disorder are
Zul.
motor tics.
So while transient
Though
tics
vocal
will
tics
disappear
may
within
also
a
be
year,
present.
a chronic
Ella,
tic
Would
will
you mind
last
telling
a
us
year or
about
more. A chronic tic disorder is characterized by the presence of one or more long-lasting tics. They may be either motor or vocal, but not both. For a diagnosis of a chronic tic disorder, symptoms must begin before the age 18.
By learning about this disorder, what do you think are the causes of tic disorder?
So the causes of tic disorder is still unknown. However, stress and sleep deprivation seem to play a role in both the occurrence and the severity of the motor tics. But there are some factors that have been contributed, but there is no definite evidence that there is only one thing that can cause tic disorder. These factors would be biological, chemical or drugs, and environmental.
Moreover, they can run in families, and there's likely to be a genetic cause in many cases. They also often happen alongside other conditions, such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD and obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD.
Tics can sometimes be triggered by taking illegal drugs such as cocaine and amphetamine.
Some environmental factors are the following: a cough during upper respiratory infection, imitation of dog barking, and after head trauma or stroke. These are some factors that influence tics.
So now, let's talk about the brain region associated with tics. So tics represents a cardinal symptom traditionally associated with the dysfunction of the basal ganglia, leading to an excess of dopamine neurotransmitter.
Sensory-motor integration is abnormally processed. Dysfunction of basal ganglia, thalamocortical projection affects sensory-motor, language and limbic cortical circuits.
Traditionally, such tics were associated with dysfunction of a brain region known as the basal ganglia, but recent studies of rat, monkey, and human brain suggest that the cerebellum, thalamus, and the cortex may be involved too.
Abnormal dopamine activity in the basal ganglia works in tandem with activity in the thalamocortical system to trigger a tic. Meanwhile, the basal ganglia cerebellum link discovered in the monkey study may allow the cerebellum to influence tic production as well.
Ganglia is a group of interconnected subcortical nuclei found at the base of the forebrain, deeply embedded in the brain's hemisphere that are involved in motor control and other executive functions and behavior.
Revealed that the neural pathway connecting the subthalamus with the pons and the cerebellum, in tandem with the neural circuit going from the cerebellum to the thalamus and the cortex, may be responsible for the tics. Additionally, the study suggests that tics may be caused by a combination of abnormal dopamine signaling in the basal ganglia and activity in the cerebello-thalamocortical circuit. Tic disorder can be a difficult topic to talk, both for the individuals who have it and for those interacting with them. But as with any other disorder, it is important not to ignore it and instead to familiarize oneself with it and treat it naturally. What can you do to help someone with tics? It is important that you learn what makes them feel comfortable and what doesn't.
So there are ways you can help and support people with tic disorder.
Don't stare at someone that has tics. There are tics that can be very noticeable because of their severity. No matter how flashy or exaggerated tics may be, try to act natural and pretend not to notice them. Even if you're curious, it's very rude to stare.
Ignoring the tics, pretending that they don't bother you, or simply not reacting to them is the best thing you can do. If your friend or someone notices that other people notice their tics, they will become more stressed out, which will result in an increase in their tics, which in turn will upset them because they can't control them, which will stress them out further, leading to a vicious cycle that contributes to an increase in tics.
If someone has a tic of any kind that interrupts speech, try to be patient and let him or her express their thoughts. Address their tics according to their personal acceptance of them. It is a good idea to listen and observe someone before asking about their tics to see how comfortable they are and whether they take it naturally or not.
Don't try to fix them. One thing that makes us feel loved is acceptance, especially if there's something about us that is difficult or perhaps impossible to change. We want to be loved as we are.
Look for signs of distress and offer help. If you notice that someone is having a tick fit, this probably means that they may be more nervous or anxious than usual for some reason. In this kind of situation, you could help your friend by offering a way out from the distressing situation. To be nice is important, otherwise, your help would be counterproductive and make your friend more overexcited and have more ticks.
Physical contact can be reassuring. A physical signal of reassurance is great not only because it can help lower stress itself, but also because it's the way of saying you are there for someone without grabbing everyone else's attention.
Don't joke about it. This is a sensitive issue. Although humor is often used to downplay a complicated matter, determining whether it is appropriate to make jokes about tic disorder not will depend entirely on them.
Defend someone like your friend or family members with tics. There will be those who bully, taunt, or insult your friend, or even call attention to them, or those who will try to kick them out from establishment because they think your friend is too noisy or too annoying.
Someone is fighting daily battles on multiple fronts. There is the battle with the tics. These are also distracting to them and interrupt their activities. There is the battle of acceptance in society, acceptance in family and friends. If you have enough support at home, you feel more prepared to face the world. And finally, there is the battle of self-acceptance. Again, the support, respect, and affection of family and friends is essential here. Without this, your friends will find it difficult to feel that they are worthy of love.
So don't forget to spread love and acceptance.
Don't miss the videos at the last part. Hoping you'll now have idea about tic disorder. This is TikTok with Ella and Zul, signing off.
I will be sharing to you my idea with regards to tic disorder. So a tic disorder is a condition involving the physical and the verbal tics. It is an abrupt, uncontrollable movement or sound that deviates from a person's normal jet. With my 20 years of existence, I have already encountered a patient with a tic disorder. I feel so pity for her because the conditions were attacking her everywhere and anytime. And aside from that, she cannot even control.
Yeah, about tics. Wala kang personal encounter sa tao nga naisakit ang tics, pero nakakita ko sa movie kung saan siya nasakit. Involuntary movement, dili niya makontrol, mapalit na siya og lihok, iya face, iya kamo, dayon. Usay, dili niya makontrol, iya dito sa bukal niya, dahil musabay ko na niya kiss na apil siguro psychological sa iyang brain na kung tinasakit ito kaya singgit man siya dayon usay bastos pag yan ipang singgit binastos pero after anak sa iyang attack mag-feel sorry siya kay dili niya intention niya ito gusto niya wala siya kabalungan, gawas lang itong kalit sa iyang baba, wala siyang control. Dahil na-ako'y times na mukalit na siya panampa, gusto niya makakuan siya ka mura siya o na-trigger sa iyang kabalingon nga mukalit siya panampa, malumbag, sa physical siya. So, mura na, ako ang knowledge about tics. Wala'y personal, wala ko kailag tao nga na siya sakitan na purely sa salida na kumita. Thank you.